What's up, everybody? This is Travis T, and felt like sharing today, man. What a bizarre time on our planet right now, man. This is it's interesting. For most of us, this is unprecedented. We've never really seen anything like this, and it's interesting. Just the hype of what's going on, and not to downplay the virus, but I think that the media just hypes this thing, and then what happens, as a result of that, is panic. It's fear. It's all fear based. Fear leads to panic, and then panic eventually leads to chaos. And you can kind of see that at the supermarkets. At least where we're at, it's not real bad, but you can definitely feel the tension. Everybody's kind of moving their carts a little bit faster, and you can just feel it. You can smell the fear on these people, and kind of people cutting in front of one another. And I'd gone in to get some soups, and this particular brand that I like, a guy had just come in. The store clerk told me this, and just bought up all of it. I'm just like, really? I don't think we need to hoard. I understand preparing and having food if things get bad, but man, don't hoard. That's just a very selfish mentality. Like, what ends up happening is you get a few people who buy up everything, and then the rest of everyone else can't get it. And out of all things, toilet paper. This is hysterical. It's like, if worse came to worse and you had to go use some leaves outside, just wash your butt. Like, people are, it's just crazy. Look, dude, I go on hikes all the time, and I'll drink a bunch of coffee and don't need to go to the bathroom at home. But as soon as I'm like halfway up the mountain, and it just hits. What am I going to do? Turn all the way around and just hold it in, No, I find a few leaves. I go find a little cubby hole, pull my drawers down, and go for it. Use the leaves, run up the mountain, run down, get in my car, drive home, and jump in the shower. Not a big deal. People are crazy, man. It's crazy times. I think really this is a time, man. We got to get back to common sense. Got to be calm, because getting anxious and in panic mode does nobody good. Doesn't do you any good. It doesn't do the people around you any good. It does nobody any good. So, that's the first thing. I think that's a pretty obvious thing, but sometimes we just need to be reminded of that, and not just blare Fox News or CNN all day. Like, read a book. Like, honestly. If you watch that consistently, it just puts you in panic mode and in fear mode. I don't watch it. If I need to know what's going on in the world, I can go check it out, but anyhow, so I was thinking, like, what is there any positive things that could come out of this? I was kind of really thinking about it, and I'm like, actually, yes, there are some positive things that can come out of this. First of all, most of us are self-quarantining. We can't really go out and do much. Not only are we doing that, not really because we want to, but it's just pouring rain outside. I can't go work out or anything. So we're just, kind of stuck in the house, and we're taking advantage of it. And, I think this is a really good time for self-reflection for all of us. One of the things I'm going to start today, I'm going to try to do a 3-day water fasting. It's so healthy for you to do that. We all could do that. Just clean out your system. We've got so much garbage in there from the food we eat, what we drink, just the toxicity in the air and everything else. Just really kind of hit reset. I think, fasting is a great thing that we can do. And because we're not out moving around and cruising everywhere and doing all these things, we're kind of forced to stay at home And that is a great opportunity to fast when you don't have a lot going on. I know everybody can't do that, but for the ones who can, fasting is key, man. It also really cleans you out up here in the mind, not just, your body. The other thing too, man, is like maybe less TV and read more. Get off social media, take a break from it. It's cool to get on there and, see how people are doing and kind of scope the news out. But, I for me personally, I've really backed off social media even before this virus hit. It just was consuming so much of my time. Like you realize, you start getting on FaceCrack or Instagram or something, and then, 15, 20 minutes rolls by and you're just, and you do that several times a day. And I don't think we realize just how much time we spend on social media. So maybe use this opportunity to kind of back off that, maybe read a book. If you play music, write a song, write some lyrics, draw, do some art, do something that's creative. That's kind of what my life consists of anyway. My life is very much routine. Now that I'm sober, I like having a routine. For me, it just keeps everything going in my mind, my body, and everything. And so, for example, I get up in the morning, do the rounds, feeding the horses, the goats, the animals, and then I'll work out, and then I go running or I'll go hiking and get my exercise, my cardio in, and that just kind of sets my day. Like I need that so bad. And then, get home and I write music, and that's what I do. So I'll get, and I put time into music every day, not because I feel like I have to, but because I enjoy it, and that's my passion. But I'll put time into that, and then I read a lot. I read my Bible a lot, so that's the main centerpiece of it all. I always find myself going back to the Bible. And I just really try to fill my mind with good things, healthy things, positive things. I'm even, I'm very, adamant on what I watch. If it's garbage, if it's horror or vile or any of that, I don't even turn it on. If something happens, like if I'm watching something and it goes in vile mode, what I call vile mode, I turn it off. Like, I don't watch as much TV and even Netflix. What I usually, and I'm not saying that you have to do this, I'm just saying this is what keeps me, healthy is, I watch a lot of, historical documentaries. I love history. I love learning about the past and why we're in the boat that we're in. And I think it's critical for most of us to know our history so we don't keep repeating the same mistakes. But I like to watch educational films. I love to watch great sermons on YouTube, and there's a lot of great ones out there. For me, I always set aside time for God every day. That's so important for me. It's just, when I feel really close to God, that is when I have the most inner peace. That is when I feel the best. That's just when there's a clarity there that I cannot find in anything else. And when I start to put other things above God, whether that's my career, which is music, or get caught up in other things, that's when I start feeling like I'm getting tugged away from God, and I can actually feel it, and it's I don't like it. It's just I start to lose that inner peace, and so my relationship with God is so important, and I always try to remind myself that you got to put Him first. You have to put the Creator first before the creation. And when you start to do that, you'll start to notice a change in your life. Truly. I just can't overstate that enough. Having a relationship with God, with Jesus Christ, is so important. But anyhow, these are some of the things that we can do, man. Like let's try to look at this in a positive way. And there are things we can do. We can really get back to who are we? This is the time for self-reflection. I mean, use the quarantine, the isolation for positive things. And again, man, like, this is a time where we just got to be calm. Really, man. I mean, look at the facts about this virus. Fact is more people are surviving. They're beating this than are dying. Are there people dying? Yes, there are. The demographic it seems to be hitting the most are elderly people or people with poor immune systems. But here's the thing, folks. That's the same demographic that the flu is taking out. Older folks, people with poor immune systems. It sucks. No one likes death. No one likes anybody dying, but that is just a part of life. So, I think if you look, I saw a stat yesterday that they said from October 1st to February of this year, we've lost between 20 and 30 people to the common flu, dead. But we're not really hearing about that in the media. We've lost over 5,000 people just here in California in the last few months because of the common flu. You're not really hearing about that in the media. And, I just find it interesting that there's just so much hype on this. And it's not even the virus. I was talking to a buddy today just through text, and he's like, it's the virus is as scary as the virus is. It's what is happening to our economy, our economies around the world. But I don't think the virus is causing that. I think the overhype is causing that. And I think that, we just got to take precautions. Don't be stupid. But anyhow, I always try to look at things like these, like the current situation that we're in. Try to look at the positives, and there are positives. I think it's, like people who remember 9/11. 9/11 was horrible. It was a tragedy. But what ended up happening was a great thing. People really came together. And I think this is a great time to do that. Like, let's try to be more selfless and not so selfish. Not just have this me, myself, and I, my family, and screw everybody else. It's a horrible mentality. Like, it's just, if chaos ends up happening because of the panic and the fear we have, we lose. It's a lose-lose situation. So let's be smarter than that. A lot of us saw the same thing in Y2K years ago. People my age and older. Same thing. Even though it wasn't a virus, it was a hype. It was the end of the world. We're all going to die. And people just... They went out buying all the water and everything. People were hoarding and it did nobody any good. Of course, 2000 hit, the birds are chirping outside, and everybody was fine. A lot of people felt stupid. Is this virus going to take out more people? Yes, it is. But again, the good news is most people are surviving. So maybe take this opportunity. They say that healthy people are having a better chance at beating this. So let's try to get healthy as much as we can. Eat well, exercise. Stressing, by the way, and any doctor will tell you this, stressing out is like a cancer. It makes everything worse. Stressing doesn't do anybody any good. So you're doing yourself a disservice and everyone around you by stressing out. Don't need it. Breathe, be calm. Everything's going to be okay. Anyhow, I could go on and on and on, but I'm not. I love you very much. Hopefully this will reach somebody out there. And if anybody out there is freaking out, just calm down. And with that said, peace, love, and rock and roll. Until next time, God bless you.